All right, Reusse Unchained. We will wake up the echoes and talk some college football playoff here, but the Vikings officially moved to Glendale, Arizona, which I think we kind of saw that coming from a couple days ago. But it definitely not that LA is the SoFi Stadium isn't exactly Arrowhead when it comes to home field
No,
advantage, but
no.
what a crazy week in circumstances here, Pat.
Yes, I talked to Mark Wicker out there yesterday morning, and before they made the decision, and he kind of figured that they still were going to play in L.A. because the fires were, pretty well controlled anywhere near there. But I just think it's a PR thing. I just don't think that that they wanted resources being used. It just the NFL just didn't want to take the heat that they would have taken for having it in LA, so they moved it. That's what I'm not sure it's a safety issue as much as it's a PR issue.
Well,
So
I think logistically, you need a certain number of emergency workers to work an NFL game. And
yeah.
a lot of those people do have to be attentive to what's going on with the fires. And
And
so,
then we get into the whole air quality thing too. That since
yeah.
it's open on three sides, that stadium, right? So it's you get the health, and the NFLPA got involved in it too, I guess. And I saw that was it our guy Phillips saying this isn't about. This isn't about giving us advantage. This is for the health and
Yeah,
safety
Harrison
of the
Phillips. Yeah,
players.
this is not about the fact that this is about to become a Vikings home game.
Home
I guess
game,
tickets
yes.
go on sale. I want to say tomorrow at some point.
I,
Like the Rams season ticket holders have like a 2 hour window to buy
Window.
tickets. But
Now
considering what's going on there, I'm
yeah,
guessing they're not going to travel much. That crowd
yeah.
is going to be between the snowbirds and people now flying out there. That stadium is
I
going to be full of purple.
yeah, I would say that they probably can you know buy tickets for their buddies who have transported to Phoenix or something, right?
Yeah.
LA fans, they can, but oh yeah. Now here's the question though. Most of the snowbirds who have gone from here to Arizona, you know, live in trailer parks, and they're Norwegians and Swedes and Finlanders, and they're pretty damn cheap. So I don't know if they're going to pop. What are the tickets going to cost? That's the problem. We do have the snowbirds that got some money and live up on one of the mountains and play golf every day. We have those.
Yep.
But then we have the other variety of snowbird down there, that the Mesa snowbird. I don't know if the Mesa snowbird is going to buy tickets or not,
No,
because
but
it's a different
anecdotally,
story.
I have seen more of a push from Vikings fans on social media to go to Arizona
Yes,
now than the
yes.
push to go to Los Angeles. I feel like there's people
I
rallying to travel down there
Yeah.
now.
Oh, I'm sure they're going to have a big crowd, and Ziggy will probably rent the planes for people to go down there or something. But I'm not sure that it's who a crowd is cheering for has got a big influence on NFL games anymore. It used to, and if it's Lambeau or something, yes, but I'm not sure that it's a big advantage. I do think it kind of throws the Rams off kilter there here though, because they got to, the Vikings, all they got to do is change where they fly to. These guys were all prepared and doing all their work in LA, and now they got to lift it up and go to Phoenix. What are they going to do? They had to cancel like half their practice on Thursday, right? I think I saw that the Rams had to cancel
They
some of
cut
their
media
practice.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they've players and coaches are dealing with all of this. It is
Yes, yes. It's now I guess another one broke out, right? Because they were
Yes.
the Hollywood Hills one. They kind of got taken care of, but then another one broke out. It's incredible though. If you look, if you look at the pictures, the photos, the film, the tape, it's horrifying. But if you look at the map of that area, Southern California, they're like little pockets of the area. I mean, it's a gigantic place, and it's not, the the fire itself is what 1,000 acres or something, 1,500 acres, and that's that's a drop in the bucket out there. But you are burning down houses and stuff, so it's yeah, it's a definite advantage, that's for sure. I think, and we're spending a lot of time pumping up Sam, and I don't what the Rams. This is a good year. A year ago, I wouldn't have been too excited about playing them when they had Aaron Donald on the front four, best lineman in the NFL. But they got a pretty young and anonymous defense right now.
I
Yeah,
think
they're
they'll. Oh, I
go
was
ahead.
just. I think they'll bounce back too, right? Like this is the pressure that they had in Detroit is now gone. The fact that this game is being played in a neutral site will help. I'd be surprised if the Vikings don't bounce back. The more I
Oh
think about this
well, but
patch.
I don't think the only side of the ball that requires a bounce back is offense, because the
Right.
defense was great for three
Sure.
quarters. They just
Mhm.
finally gave it up against the best offense in the league. But it's are you gonna make Stafford uncomfortable is the key of the thing. Are you gonna rush the hell out of him, because he's when you give him time to throw, he's just fine. He's still just fine. So apparently our guy Kevin O'Connell is a huge fan of Stafford, right? He's a big
Well,
big
yeah, they
fan.
won a Super Bowl together,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the Vikings put a phone call in to gauge whether the Rams were interested in trading him. Apparently, before the draft last year.
hmm
So they
And
yeah.
also, this the middle of this year, people were wondering if they were going to kind of give it up, the Rams, there for a while. So I don't know, though. They'll be well coached. You know that. I think McVay is the real deal.
Yeah.
So
Matthew Stafford, by the way, according to Pro Football Focus, when he's pressured, he has a 50.8 passer rating. He's one of the
yeah.
worst quarterbacks in the league, but the Vikings only got to him. Like, they only pressured him maybe 20% of the time the last time they played. So you can
Oh,
fluster him. He's 36 and he's good, but
Flores will have some stuff for him, that's for sure. But the all their receivers are healthy, though, right? So that is a collection of possession receivers that they have for sure. Cup and what's the other kid's name?
Puka
Puka
Nakua.
Nacua.
Yeah, I hear where I was reading something about how we didn't expect him to play the first time we played them, and then he went out there and had a big game, and that had a lot to do with the Vikings being out of kilter. I don't know. I guess we got to decide: are the Vikings a really good team or not? I don't. Are they really good? I I think they're pretty good. So, but I'm not sure offensively. A lot. You know what? I'd say 80% of it is: are they going to let you rough up the receivers or not? You know, if they are they going to call if Sean Hockley shows up, you're in good shape, because he'll call 12 pass interference penalties on Jefferson. If Jefferson gets bumped and jostled like he did by Detroit, those will be penalties. If it depends upon which crew shows up, I think is
Well, it's
NFL.
John Hussey's crew, the same crew
Oh,
that officiated the last game, the same crew that missed the face mask in the end
oh yeah.
zone on the final drive.
So we're giving them this game to make up for that. Then the face mask, which Viking fans have decided we were gonna, if they'd only called that, we were gonna breeze 85 yards down
It's
the
like the
field and win
Gophers
the
game.
game.
If they hadn't screwed up that onside kick, if
Yes,
the officials
we would
hadn't
have
screwed
missed
us,
you.
we
We
were
would
going to
have
win
went
in
right.
Michigan.
We would have went right through Michigan like they were a paper towel or something like that. So, yeah, I think it's. Is Hussey's crew called a lot of penalties? Do they
So, it's funny. They
percentage
actually, on
wise?
Pro Football Reference, they now have referee pages. And apparently, the Hussey crew calls two fewer penalties per game than the average crew. So
Really?
apparently,
Okay.
they let you play. The Hussey crew lets you play historically.
That's not
What?
good.
Who was the crew we had last week that let them play? I don't know who those guys were, but it's. I can guarantee you one thing: if the Vikings lose, we're going to be complaining about the officials, right? That's even though we've gotten great breaks from the officials all season and an incredible number of penalties called. What I saw a stat last week. Now it might be different after that game that the third most first downs in the NFL on penalties. A sheet with had the
Yeah.
pages on, and Detroit, which we think is getting the advantage, was like 24th or something like that.
Well, when
So,
you bomb the ball down the field 5 times a game to Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison, then
yes.
you're gonna get more big penalties.
Have we figured out what happened to Addison? We one catch for 0 yards.
Nothing
What
happened.
happened? What
Darnold
happened?
did.
Yeah, well,
Darnold did. I mean, his struggles. Like go back that one red zone play, Pat, where
yeah.
Addison is wide open. There, he comes wide open, and Darnold looks him off and throws to Jefferson. That the reason why they didn't get more calls is Darnold couldn't get the ball near guys. You're not going to get PI calls if the ball is sailing over guys' heads. That was the problem. If Darnold can get the ball near Jefferson, consistently, he will draw penalties.
Yeah, oh, he does. He draws incredible numbers.
That was the problem with the whole thing.
Yeah, well, it's hard to judge him on how bad the offense played in Detroit. So I really don't. I always have I thought they're going to win last week, and I've been a Detroit denier most of the year, but especially when their defense went in the tank. But I have no idea what to expect this week.
I'll tell you what. I'll give you a little
fun.
preview of our Purple Daily Feedback Friday. A lot of people are down on Kevin O'Connell in big games. People already pointing out he hasn't won a playoff game yet. Of course, he's only had one chance to this point.
Yeah,
and that every big game that he's coached in, that he has stumbled.
I think that's a stretch. I am not worried about coaching going into that game. I think the coaching will be just fine. He's outstanding, and Flores is unbelievable what he's done with that defense of these anonymous souls he's got running in and kicking the crap out of people. It's yeah, the more you think about it, the more you think that Flores is going to be able to make Stafford very uncomfortable. So
yeah.
anyway.
Hey, Notre Dame back in the national championship game for the first time in 12
So
years.
I was in the car, and they had just gone ahead, and Penn State went down the field at about 6 plays, just ripped them up to tie it. Then went down and then went ahead, right? The next possession, they scored again to go ahead. And then Notre Dame, so they're 24-17, and then Notre Dame gets their touchdown to tie it, and then the kid throws the interception. So I think Ohio State wins tonight. That'll be a good game, but I think they win, and I don't like the Irish against Ohio State. I mean, they're pretty good, but I don't think they have nearly the talent that Ohio State has. So we'll find out. The quarterback was terrible the first half apparently, and got hurt and looked like he might not come back, and then he comes back and wins the game. He gives me a little too much Jesus in his post-game reports and in his post-game interviews, though.
You need a little bit less. The pie chart of
I heard
praise needs to be a little.
I need a little less.
Instead of 90%, maybe 70%. Okay.
Even though we got touchdown Jesus down there at Notre Dame, and I really don't think. I think he's more worried about whether you go to mass on Sunday than whether you win a football game or not. So anyway,
Yeah. And listen, I'll say touchdown Jesus. It's been since 1988. Can we get one here at some point? All right.
Yes,
It's
been a
been
while.
long enough.
Lou, and I'll tell you what though, Lou's was a little easier. He had to beat West Virginia, right? That's who they beat in the national championship
But there
game in the
was
Fiesta
that
Bowl.
straight up for the national
No,
championship.
but you knew whoever was going to win it was, because it didn't. The Rose Bowl still just had the Pac-10 and the Big Ten. But I flew in there after the Vikings got their arse kicked in San Francisco, and the second they went out there the first time, right, in '87 and beat them, and Montana got hooked and booed and everything. And then the next year they went out and got hammered. And Sid and I flew in together for the Fiesta Bowl. and we landed at 10 at night, and we had to drive out to the hotel out in Scottsdale so he could kiss up the Lou for an hour before they get the eve of the game. So he was, we had to go out there, and he had to track. He bullied him into telling him at the front desk what Lou's room number was, and then he went down and pounded on the door. I waited down in the lobby. I couldn't go to the Lou room with him, So
No.
but it was, that was no contest though. That Notre Dame team, though, my God, were they good? Man, that one time there they had, I think it was around there. They had Bettis, Ricky Waters,
Yeah.
and then the guy that transferred to, who was the great running back who transferred to Georgia? They had all three of them there at one time. It was what a collection that was.
And they don't use the portal. They had 13 portal transfers that came in for this year's team. So
only had
they don't use
13.
it. The good news for them is I can't remember if they win, whoever wins gets like $20 million, but the conference gets $20 million. So if Ohio
Yes.
State wins, they get 1.1 and split the rest. But if Notre Dame wins, they get $20 million because they're an independent.
And people are very, who did I see a quote from on that again? A coach saying, I think
Well,
every
James
team
Franklin sitting next to Marcus
Oh,
Freeman
that's right,
said
Sid.
it.
That's right. I think every team should be in a conference, Well, there's one that doesn't have to be because I'm sure that, I bet they do that. I bet their numbers are still fantastic when they're playing a big game like that. I bet they did pretty good last
Oh
night.
man, no, a Notre Dame. Well, whoever wins, Notre Dame, Texas, crazy rings. Notre Dame, Ohio State.
Did they beat Texas this year? When did they play Texas? I thought they just played Texas in the last couple of years.
Who, Notre Dame?
Notre Dame. I thought they did.
Did Notre Dame beat Texas to start this season or last season? Let's see.
I don't know. They got, I think they won. They won a big opener and then they lost to Northern Illinois. Northern Illinois. If you're the Northern Illinois coach, don't you have to have like a celebration on campus so that declare yourself national champions or national finalists? Don't you have to do something like that?
You probably do. Yeah, they did. So yeah, they finished 6th in the MAC, but they beat Notre Dame. So
yeah, that's right. Yeah, but what did Notre Dame play? Why do I think they played?
They played Texas A&M to start this season.
A&M,
They beat
A&M.
Texas A&M.
Okay,
Yeah.
They had a game down there.
Yeah,
But,
Northern Illinois, they lost to Ball State, Buffalo, and Miami of Ohio, but they did hang one on Notre Dame. So
That's awesome.
I watched that game. You know what? I called up, I watched that and thought, where the hell is Notre Dame football? I called up this Keith Arnold, who's a Twin Cities guy, big fan, used to write inside Notre Dame stuff, and now he's a TV producer and all that. And he was down, man. And then you know what else? I called Sean Sweeney, the basketball assistant. Huge Notre Dame guy. He owns a house in South Bend. So he bought a house in South Bend so he can go to Notre Dame football games when doesn't have and lets his family and friends use this house.
let people park in the lawn for $50.
And he was still all in on Marcus Freeman. He loves the guy. So
Yeah, there's some buzz that Marcus Freeman is getting NFL looks, and we'll see. I don't know if it'll be this cycle, but that his future is NFL.
I don't know. They're paying him $9 already.
Yeah, this is a great gig for him. I don't know that I'd be itching to like coach the Jaguars.
Right.
No, that's those are.
But if he were to leave and go to the NFL,
what?
If he were to leave and go to the NFL, would that open the door for the PJ speculation in Notre Dame?
Who's ever speculated that outside of PJ?
Yeah,
Exactly.
are you making that up or?
Well,
I don't know.
PJ's agent would probably start that. So
That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
I don't think Notre Dame would be tricked into PJ's isms. I think they're.
No, yeah, I don't think they want a guy who let himself be covered by mayonnaise. I don't think they.
Marcus Freeman would. By the way, if Notre Dame, if I think Ohio State wins, I'm with you, Pat. Notre Dame needs to come out in Michigan uniforms, head to toe, to have a chance probably to win that game against Ohio State.
Yes, that's right.
Maize and blue, up and down. Let's go.
I think the stat, and I've read this again, I should check, but the only Ryan Day's lost one Big Ten game that wasn't Michigan in 5 years now?
Yeah.
5 years now. It's Notre Dame is having fun with this. Ohio State is, you better win it. You better win it. Notre Dame is, I don't know, Marcus. You just won the national title. Now back, they kind of got rid of Lou because the recruiting was a little suspicious back then. Afterwards, and he kind of left early. But this, you can coach there a long time for a lot of money if you win the national championship. So
I wonder
don't
how
think
Brian Kelly feels right now. Brian Kelly, who felt like I need academic restrictions that are a little lighter for me to win a national championship.
I need my salary to go from $3 million to $9.5 too, as was the big thing, because Notre Dame's never been famous for overpaying coaches, but I still think one of the worst, funniest things ever was when Brian Kelly showed up with a Southern accent when he coached LSU.
My family.
What a dummy! They were ready to. They had a decent finish this year, but they lost 4 games. They're down on him down there. But I suppose he don't care if they fire him. They owe him $50 million or something.
And he'll get another job somewhere. But yeah, you can't be missing a 12-team college playoff if you're LSU and Alabama. That'll put you square on a hot seat.
Oh, the Caleb DeBoer he's got one more year at Alabama, then he's done. No matter what they're paying him here. So
yep.
Anyway.
All right, we gotta run, Pat. But enjoy. It's not super wild card weekend, but it's just wild card weekend now. We've downgraded it.
We gotta wait all the way to Monday. I'm not sure that. Have we always had these Monday nights on Wild Card Weekend?
Yeah,
the last few years. Yeah,
since they expanded to the 7 teams,
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm kind of leaning towards the locals, but not a lot. I think I'm 55-45 on this game. So.
Well, you've got the weekend to gather more information.
Yes, I do. Yes, Monday I can give you an official prediction.
Sounds good.
Unchained. Okay. See you.
All right. See you, Pat. Reusse Unchained on SKOR North.